Too many people are awake. This isn't it. I have to wake up earlier. I have to do more. I have to train harder. There's people out here already running. I can't. They're already up. They're already getting to work. There's cars around. This isn't right. We have to get up earlier. We have to train harder. We have to outwork these people. These people are already trying to catch up. We have to outwork. I'm running. And while I'm running, I'm starting to realize there's more people awake. There's 2-3 other people running. There's cars around me. Well, typically it's dead silent, no noise. We have to work harder. We have to put in more. Right now, we have to outwork all these people. We have to wake up earlier, even earlier than we already are. We have to run further than we already are, further than our mile a day. We have to back test more. We have to do more. I'm seeing these people, and in my mind, it's like they're catching up. And even if they're not catching up, it's more competition, and I can't slow down. Because if I slow down, then they will catch up and they will surpass us. Oh my gosh.
You have reached 50% of your goal.
Someone right there was running. Like, I will not be beaten. I will not be outworked. And no one, absolutely not a single human being, will surpass me. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. I find it funny. A lot of you think I enjoy waking up early. I enjoy doing the daily post. I enjoy doing the 5 a.m. runs, the cold showers, back testing all day, doing what I need to do. A lot of you guys have this fantasy about how it really is to pursue your dreams and your goals on a daily basis. You think it's gonna be all easy. You know, you see it like sunshine and rainbows. When the real reality is, every single day, that 5 a.m. alarm goes up, guess what? I'm sitting there rolling in bed, groaning. I don't wanna get out of bed. Hit snooze on the first alarm. The second alarm goes off, 5:10. Guess what? Hit snooze on the second alarm. Guess what? The third alarm goes off, 5:15. Now I gotta get up. If not, when I snooze it, and I wake up at 5:20. And then I sit there and procrastinate for another 15 minutes. Sitting there, looking out the window thinking, why am I doing this? What is the purpose behind this? Why am I waking up earlier than everybody else? Or at least trying to outbest myself? Why am I going through so much pain? Physical, mental, everything, in order to get to a destination? Why don't I just quit? Why don't I just fall off? Just like everyone else. Seems like an easier life if you ask me. But the real reality is, it's not an easier life. This life is easier than sitting there and suffering in your own mind, knowing you had the potential and you have the potential to go out there and be great. And so that's why I do what I do. I'm not perfect. And I want you guys to know I'm not. I snooze my alarms, yeah. But guess what? I'm further than I was yesterday. And that's all that matters. And I'm continue to get further and to outwork the best. That's how you truly become successful. That's what I believe. Do the things you're avoiding. If you're avoiding something, it often means you're scared of it. Do that thing. Whatever you are avoiding, do more of it. If you're avoiding work, do more work. If you're avoiding running, do more running. If you're avoiding waking up early, cold showers, the disciplines of life, going to the gym, do more of that. do more of it. Anyways, we're about to go trade, do our pre-market analysis, all that fun stuff, see if we get any setups for the day. And I'll catch you guys up once everything is over. Finished with the overall daily trade reflection recap. About to go and eat for a bit. It's 10:30 right now, so I want to start to get those macros up. Ate around 600 calories so far. Not that much protein, but that's why the steak we're about to have will bump up our protein. We're kind of busy today, but we got to keep the ball rolling. We got to keep going because there are people looking to catch up that have just started, and there's no way I will allow myself to slow down in order to allow other people to catch up. We have to keep going. We have to go even harder than we are right now. I just remembered I have this whole rotisserie chicken from Costco that I need to eat. Looks like this will fill into our macros today. This whole rotisserie chicken. I'm not eating the entire thing in a day. I don't think. I was just on my Instagram and I stumbled across someone named Smith Rees. If you do not know who he is, check him out. 17-year-old dropshipping millionaire, also lives in LA. Pretty cool dude. I hope to meet him. Anyways, on to the main thing. He was mentioning the reason why you're not at 10K a month or at whatever dollar amount per month you want to be at isn't because of action you're taking or not taking, but instead it's because of your standards. I heard this saying once: you do not rise to the level of your ambition, you fall to the level of your standards. And that is true. The example Smith used when explaining this was as simple as taking a shower before going to bed. If he wants to go to bed, in order to go to bed, to be able to go to bed, the standard is he takes a shower. He has to take a shower. And I sat here for a second while eating, just in silence for a minute, thinking, what are my standards? I always say focus on that dream, focus on that vision, but maybe I should switch my vocabulary and switch my mindset to say focus on your new standards rather than focus on that dream. So my question to myself, and I guess you can ask yourself this as well, what are your standards? The reason why you don't accomplish 10K per month, 30K per month, you're driving whatever car you want to be in is because you put it on a pedestal. Smith described this as well. And when you put it on a pedestal, you look up at it rather than allowing it to be face value, to where you understand in order to get there, the change is as simple as altering your standards. So I'm reflecting on my life right now, thinking about what are my standards? What are my bare minimum standards that I allow myself to fall to? Because like I said before, you do not rise to the level of your ambition. You fall to the level of your standards. I go in and talk about this arc thing, and it's funny. I was messaging with a friend of mine, and he sent a funny video, how people think this winter arc is double XP. And I was dying laughing at it because that's what everybody thinks this is. They think it's double XP weekend or double XP season. No, this is a new way of life. The point of the winter arc, or any arc, and And in premise, I actually think they're stupid. You know, there's winter arc, there's summer arc. I laughed and said, soon there will be an Easter arc. You know, prepare for Easter arc. It's coming, it's right around the corner. New Year's Eve arc. But in all seriousness, the arc part is supposed to signify change. And not change within your finances or physique or whatever the case is. Yes, it can. But most importantly, change up here. What are you filling this with? You have to start walking as the individual that you want to become. You have to. It's a necessity. There's no exception. You cannot get to where you want to go to if you do not start walking in the footsteps of that individual. And you may look at me and be like, Lonnie, that's, easier said than done. I'm over here. I'm struggling with consistency. I can't wake up early, X, Y, and Z. And the one thing I say to you is exactly what I heard from Smith and have heard from many other people. Change your standards. My new level of standard is waking up earlier before everybody else. Waking up earlier. That's my standard. That's what I hold myself to. That is what I hold myself to. My standard on the day is being able to go to sleep knowing I gave it my absolute best. That's my standard. I cannot go to sleep unless I know I gave today my all. That is my standard. You behind the screen watching this, listening to this, think about yourself already being successful. What is that person's standards? Envision yourself already successful. You already have whatever you want, whatever the case is. Envision it. Or you're growing toward the life you're deciding to pursue. And ask yourself, what is that person's standards? For me, mine is waking up early, outworking myself every single day, but also striving to outwork the best, being inspired by those who have already done it. Not being envious, not looking at it in jealousy or hate, but instead being inspired, allowing myself to be motivated by what they have accomplished, understanding that I too can accomplish that and so much more. That was a little talk about standards. But I think it's important that we do change our standards and we do adjust our standards. What are your standards? I'm going to sit here and think about that before I go work again. Before I go edit, before I go back test. What are my standards? No longer look at 30K per month, 50K per month, 100K per month as a goal, as a dream. As a dream. But instead, look at it as a standard. That doesn't mean going and be like, my standard this month is to make $100,000 in a month. Unless you already are, and you're watching my content, then reach out to me. But in all seriousness, if you're making no money right now, or you're someone like me working a minimum wage job, pushing towards something, pushing toward a goal, what are your monthly standards? What are your weekly standards? What are your daily standards? My standard this month is what I wrote down and said I would do. That's my standard. To get those things done is the bare minimum I will accept by the end of this month, by the end of today, by the end of this week. That is the bare minimum of my standard. So what are the bare minimums of your standards? Or do you even have them? Because if your standard is, just get better, that's so subjective. Specifically analyze, what are your standards? Not your dreams, not the vision, your standards. And hold yourself to that standard every single day. And I promise you, you will see growth. I hope and I know, and I won't hold myself to any other standard, that you all will be able to see my mindset shift and growth during this period of time. You guys follow along with me daily for the ones that do. Just wanted to kind of fill you in on my thought process. What are your standards? Back from the gym, had an amazing workout. The workout was phenomenal. Forgot my phone in the car, so didn't bring it to record. And I think that was the best part of it, the fact that I wasn't able to record it. I was training legs today, and it's funny, I got there at 6. I didn't start my workout till 6:30. I sat there looking at the barbell as I loaded plates on it. And I was finding every reason not to do it. I was looking at Smith machine, I was looking at pendulum squat. I was thinking, you know what, that's what I want to do. That's what I like. I enjoy those. Let me go and do that. But as soon as I had that thought, my mind stopped me and it forced me at a standstill. Go do what I like, what I'm comfortable with, what I know I would enjoy, what I would prefer better, or make that change and do something that's different. And I stopped and I looked at the barbell. I didn't have my phone. There was no recording. There was no nothing. And I questioned myself and I asked, am I doing it for the camera or am I doing it for me? And my answer was for myself. So I loaded those plates onto the barbell, squatted till my legs couldn't squat anymore. And somehow, on the last set, I only did 2. On the 8th rep, as I was giving it my all, I thought I had failed when I came down on the squat. I thought it was over, just gonna drop the weight, call it a day. But my mind had that standard that I wouldn't accept anything besides getting this weight up. And that's what I did. I got that weight up. And after I got that weight up, I looked at myself in the mirror. And then I seen someone behind me staring at me and watching. Typically when I stare at people in the gym and I watch as they train hard, I always critique them. I always say they're not going to give it one more. Or that was their last rep. They're not going to push further than what they've done. And at that moment, it felt like everything stopped. Like the whole gym was looking at me, like the spotlight was on me. And I knew I couldn't just stop at what I said I was going to do. Although I barely made it to what I said I was going to do. And so I did another squat. And as I went down on that squat, I knew I wasn't going to get the weight back up. But I pushed so hard anyways. And I screamed and yelled. Caused a scene. But I got that weight up. And then I collapsed to the floor after, taking a 5-minute rest with my eyes closed. I don't know if I took a nap or if I passed out. But once I opened my eyes, I was seeing stars. Anyways, that was the gym. And something about that, pushing past and doing what I didn't want to do, it rewires something in your mind. There's a study on this. When you do the things you don't want to do, truly don't want to do, the neurons in your mind, a part of them connect. There's a part of it that connects that wasn't connected before. And the more that connection gets strengthened, the more things you do that you don't, the more things that you don't want to do, you do. The neuropathogens connect and form in a new way that just, I don't know. But I felt that connection because I went throughout the rest of that workout, and even right now, with a new belief. Truly. So enough talk. Let's go get some meals in. I don't know if it's going to be the last part of the segment for the night, but if it is, I'll finish with this. Don't just listen to something and go continue on with your normal life. Allow what you listen to and the information you take in to reflect on your life. And that goes vice versa, both good and bad. If you're consuming horrible content, it will showcase in your life. It will showcase in your vocabulary. It will showcase in your thought process and how you act. That's the given. But guess what? Same for the opposite. If you're consuming the right content, if you're focused on doing the right tasks and the right actions on a day-to-day basis, then you will grow into that individual that abides in those things. Set your standards and understand that your standards are your new way of living. That is your new way of living. And have no exception for anything else besides those standards. And if you break them, guess what? They're not your standards. They're your expectations. You have to shift your mindset. I'm thinking 2 weeks ahead, and it's funny because I should be thinking about tomorrow, taking it a day at a time. I'm thinking about calling my work and telling them to cut my hours heavily so I could continue to go all in on this and not lose consistency. I'm working back-to-back shifts and days and 8-hour shifts and all that fun stuff, but I've been saving. But I think another 2 weeks going at it. I'm gonna cut my hours, and my expectation and the standard that I hold myself to and nothing less is doing exactly what I say I will do. So, I love you all. Gotta go and upload Winter Arc Day 8. This is Day 9 being recorded. The goals for tomorrow: how can we improve? More structure to our day. I want to stay off of my phone. I want to stay off of being in contact with people. And some of you may be like, what? And I mean having meaningless conversations. That means not texting my friends Diddy and balls. Diddy balls. That's what it means. So, filtering our conversations, filtering what we talk about. And there will be times where I do talk about Diddy balls. But for now, in this period, we have to continue to stay focused. And for anybody that is watching, that is in contact with me, know that if I don't pick up your call, text me. There you go. Just make sure it's not about Diddy balls. Anyways, in all seriousness, yeah. Oh, I need to do more. 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 I have to do more. I have to do more. I'm not doing enough. And I don't even want to say I'm doing enough. Like, I'm going hard at it. I'm pushing, but I need to do more. There's no other exception. We will do more. We're going to do more. Okay. That was like an existential crisis that just happened. I don't. My mind just went. Anyways, love you all, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace, and have a nice day.